Welcome to True Stories. Here's a question for you. What if someone you never met, a total stranger, was watching you, choosing you as their next target? And what if this stranger wasn't just watching, but hunting? This was the terrifying reality for millions of New Yorkers in the late 1970s as a shadowy figure turned their everyday lives into a nightmare. His name was David Berkowitz, but the world knew him as the Son of Sam. Between 1976 and 1977. He left 6 people dead, 7 others wounded, and an entire city paralyzed with fear. But how did a seemingly ordinary man turn into one of America's most notorious serial killers? And what led him to claim that demons, not he, were responsible for the bloodshed? Today we're unraveling the chilling story of David Berkowitz, the Son of Sam. Buckle up, because this is one true story you won't soon forget. David Berkowitz wasn't always the monster we remember. Born Richard David Falco in 1953, he was adopted by a loving couple, Nathan and Pearl Berkowitz, just days after birth. They gave him a new name and what seemed to be a normal middle-class upbringing in Brooklyn. But even from a young age, something in David seemed off. By all appearances, David was just another shy kid trying to find his way in the world. But beneath that shy exterior was an emotional storm brewing. He had difficulty forming friendships, and, after learning he was adopted, David's feelings of isolation and abandonment grew. Tragedy struck when his adoptive mother, Pearl, died of cancer when he was just 14 years old. The one person David trusted most was gone, and from that point on, he spiraled into deeper darkness. Despite this, he managed to graduate high school and even serve in the U.S. Army. But when he returned to New York, things took a dangerous turn. It was the summer of 1976 when the nightmare began. On a quiet night in the Bronx, 2 women, Donna Loria and Jody Valenti, were chatting in their car when a figure emerged from the shadows. Without warning, gunshots rang out. Donna was killed instantly, and Jody was left seriously wounded. At first, the police had no idea who was responsible. Was it a random attack? A robbery gone wrong? But soon other couples were attacked in similar ways, young people, sitting in their cars late at night. The killer's weapon of choice: a .44 caliber revolver. This wasn't a robbery, and it wasn't random. The press dubbed him the .44 caliber killer, but what made the case even more terrifying was how unpredictable the attacks were. New York City, already battling a rising crime wave, was now home to a serial killer with no clear motive, no set pattern. The streets emptied earlier each night as fear took hold, and while the police scrambled for clues, the killer wasn't done. Not even close. In April 1977, the case took an even darker turn. The killer sent his first letter to the police, and with it, revealed his name to the world. He signed it, Son of Sam. The letter was rambling, disturbing, claiming that Sam, a demonic entity, had possessed his neighbor's dog and was ordering him to kill. Sam loves to drink blood. Go out and kill, commands Father Sam. I am the monster. These taunting letters only heightened the terror. They painted a picture of a disturbed mind, perhaps one far beyond rational understanding. Was Berkowitz truly hearing voices? Or was this all an act to further taunt the city? The police knew time was running out. The killer had made it clear he wasn't going to stop anytime soon. In July 1977, the Son of Sam struck for the last time. Stacy Moskowitz and her boyfriend, Robert Violante, were sitting in their car, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. As they talked, the shadowy figure approached and opened fire. Stacy was killed, and Robert was left blinded. But this time, Berkowitz made a crucial mistake. A witness saw a suspicious man near the scene, and that man's car. It had just been ticketed for illegal parking. That ticket would be Berkowitz's downfall. Investigators traced it to a 24-year-old postal worker living in Yonkers, David Berkowitz. On August 10, 1977, he was arrested outside his apartment without a struggle. In his car, a .44 caliber revolver and a letter addressed to the police. At long last, the terror was over. David Berkowitz, the Son of Sam, had been caught. Berkowitz confessed almost immediately. He claimed the same bizarre story that Sam, his neighbor's demonic dog, had commanded him to kill. While many believed this was an attempt to plead insanity, the courts found him competent to stand trial. In 1978, he pled guilty to 6 murders and was sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences. Berkowitz would never walk free again. In the years since his capture, Berkowitz has claimed to be a born-again Christian, expressing regret for his crimes. But for the families of his victims, no amount of remorse can erase the pain he caused. The Son of Sam killings forever changed New York City. His reign of terror inspired the creation of the Son of Sam laws, which prevent criminals from profiting from the notoriety of their crimes. His case remains a haunting reminder of how one person can instill fear in millions. Even today, the story of David Berkowitz continues to fascinate and terrify. His crimes, his bizarre claims, and his ultimate capture make the Son of Sam case one of the most infamous in American history. And with that said, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit that subscribe button for more true stories from history's darkest corners. Until next time, stay safe.